Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admins, and the message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? So here is my confession. So Melody and I, not her real name, we grew up together. Our parents, they were neighbors back in those days. We were the same age, we went to the same school, and we were in the same class. So basically, she had become a sister to me and vice versa. I would say that me and her, we were like the best of the best friends. We grew up, and when I got married, I then moved on to another city, and we stayed in touch. We will talk for long hours over the phone. Melody was doing well for herself. She had done well for herself, and she had managed to start up a business which she was managing very well. She was an example of hard work, and her parents, they were proud of the name that she had built for herself. She had no need for any blesser, but she was quite a good businesswoman. But despite everything that we shared and the close relationship that we had, I felt that Melody, she was hiding something from me. I just did not know what it was exactly, but something was just off. Something was just off. I knew. I just could not point my finger at it, but something was not right somewhere. One day, she had her annual parties at her house, and she had this well-decorated fish pond. The fish pond had these beautiful gold-like fish, and as soon as I saw them, I was blown away. I was mesmerized by them. I knew that I wanted them, so I had asked Melody for some of her fish, but she had not given me a straight answer. Her answer was neither here or there. She had just minced her words. Why was she being stingy with the fish when sometimes I could go into her closet and take anything that I wanted? She could also come to my house and take anything that she also wanted. They must be precious, the golden fish, or better yet, expensive. The party had ended, and I had returned back to my home. Back home, I was into buying and selling vegetables, and I continued with my small hustle, but I could not stop thinking about the fish in the pond. They must be expensive, I had told myself. Why else would she not want with them? So when she called me that she was going to Dubai for a holiday, an opportunity indeed had presented itself. If she was not going to give me the fish, I was going to steal the fish from her. Not all of them, but some of them. So Melody did go to Dubai, and I drove to her place. The security man at her house let me in. I had lied to them that Melody had tasked me to check upon her house whilst she was okay. Besides, they knew me, so they believed me, and then they let me inside. Finally, I thought that I was going to find out why was she so successful in business like that. I was prepared to deal with the consequences later on. I knew that Melody was going to be very angry, but that would not last forever. I then took the golden fish and put them in a makeshift pond and went home. I felt good. That I felt as if I was like a kid that had stolen candy. It was too easy. That night I dreamt, and I was swimming in a pond. This pond that I was swimming in, it was full of golden fish. These golden fish were swimming side by side with me, and I was interrupted only after I saw that Mel, my friend, she was also in that same swimming pool, but she was angry at me. So, Brother Nashi, after I had woken up, that was when I thought that I saw a shadow that was like a person that was standing on my bed. And when I saw this shadow, it just vanished. So I really didn't understand at that time. So the next morning, I then went back and I started buying my vegetables as I used to do. But when I returned back to the market, the way that I sold those vegetables like I had never done in my entire life. The following night, I had a dream. I dreamt of myself in the fish pond, but this time the dream was a bit frightening. I dreamt the fish had multiplied, and there was a big fish that was calling itself the king, and the kingfish and the golden little fish were eating at my flesh. I woke up, and when I woke up, I felt so much pain, as if this was too real. The dream had been real, so I decided that something was amiss by this fish, because when I woke up, when I looked at that makeshift pond, I saw that the fish was looking at me. I also knew that I needed to come clean to Melody. Maybe she knew something that I did not know. Maybe she knew a trick of feeding them that I was not aware of. I went back to her house, and she was back from her shopping spree in Dubai. I confessed to her that I had stolen a golden fish, but what was troubling me was that the fish food that I had bought them, they were not eating, and I wanted her to help me out and to forgive me. Plus, I told her that I also had a strange dream for the past 2 days, and she did not mind my thieving episode. She said that she just wanted me to bring the fish back. She let out a heavy sigh and told me that there were no reverse deals. Unfortunately, this was after she had dropped the call. Like previously, she had said that it was okay, I could return back the fish, but after she called me the next time, she said that unfortunately she could not accept the fish again. I could not bring the fish, and if I wanted, I could sell them to anyone. I was stuck with them for life, for they were not ordinary. She said to me, she explained to me that when I had once asked for them, she had not given me a straight answer, but had minced her words. She told me that the fish was her source of wealth, and when she was in Dubai, she knew that this is what had happened, but unfortunately, she didn't go to her grandmaster so that she can speak with the priestess about this issue. So after she had dropped the call, she was then summoned by that grandmaster, who told her that why didn't she inform the grandmaster before she had agreed to take this fish back. So I said, my friend, do you mean that you are a ritualist? She then said that, yes, I am a ritualist. Can't you see that the way that my business is blooming, most of my money, it just comes out of nowhere. Like in my shops, I can only have maybe one customer per day, but that customer will bring in so much money, and the money that the customer will bring into my shop, it will be multiplied, sometimes even 10 times over. I then said to her, so what else am I supposed to do? Because you have told me that I am stuck and I cannot throw this fish away. She then gave me some time, and she said that she was going to speak with her priestess, and when she returned, it was 2 months later, and each and every night I kept on having those terrible dreams whereby the fish will be eating at my flesh. So after 2 months, that was when she came back, and she told me that her grandmaster had told her that she was supposed to bring me back to her shrine. So late at night, when we were at her house, she told me that me and her, we were supposed to sit down on this other mat, and we were supposed to hold hands. So whilst we were holding hands, I started to feel really dizzy. Then I saw everything disappearing before me. Then I saw that we were in another country, because the language that was being used there, I don't know any South African language that sounds like that. But she refused to tell me which type of a language this was. But after we had returned back here to South Africa, she refused to tell me, and she said that that one is a secret that is supposed to be known by those ones that have been ritualists for quite a long time. So I am still very young in this occultic world. So she is scared that maybe I will end up exposing the location of where that shrine is. So when we were at that shrine, I was then given a knife, and I was told that I was supposed to punish myself. Yes, I had to punish myself. You know, my brother, there are those people that are addicted, like they cut themselves to let out the pain. I was told that I had to punish myself in that way. And when I was doing this, there was a Bible verse that was opened up where there were some priests that were busy cutting themselves open so that their God can respond to them. So that was the same ritual that I was following. And I want to warn your listeners, if you have a child that does that, please try to stop it, because I didn't even know that when you are cutting yourself, you are actually following what those priests in the Bible were doing, those ones that hurt themselves, thinking that God will feel sorry for them. So it is an ancient tradition, like a religion, that is still being followed. And unfortunately, like kids of today, they do not understand that the things that they are doing when they cut themselves open and bleeding themselves, thinking that the pain will go away, they will be worshipping some ancient gods that they do not even have any idea. Those gods that are very cruel, that can end your life with a snap of their fingers. So I was made to do that. I lost a lot of blood, and when we returned, I was really thin. Within a couple of hours, I had lost a lot of blood, and I was admitted into the hospital, and I was admitted for a couple of days because of the way that I had lost blood. But the doctors could not even understand how was it even possible that a person can lose so much blood, yet there was no sign of them losing so much blood. And when I was still at that shrine, I was then told that I was supposed to shave my pubic hair. I was then given a shaving stick, and I then started to shave myself, and then my pubic hair, it was mixed with the blood. Unfortunately, I was told that I had to eat some of this pubic hair that was mixed with the blood, as well as to feed that fish so that it can stop feeding on me. And that fish, it was then connected to me. So me and this fish, we are now connected together. So I do feed this fish with human flesh and human blood, but I can't have the freedom to tell you how I get these items. But this is my own confession. When you look at me, one will never suspect that I am a ritualist. My friend, she hates church so much. She said, why even bother to go and give these fake pastors my money that I work so hard for? But as for me, because I am still a Christian, there is a little bit of a Christian girl that is still stuck in my heart. So I was given that go ahead to go to church. Every Sunday, I go there, and I am a big donor at the church where I go to. But what they don't know is that my source of wealth, it is this fish that was given to me, or I can say that I stole from my best friend. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins. She's talking about these other prophets that were cutting themselves and calling upon the name of their God, thinking that their God was going to answer them. So she was saying, if you have your kids that are doing this, please help them to stop, because they are participating in an ancient religion, worshipping ancient gods that are cruel. Your strange things do happen in this world.